We were talking about 1-to-1 cement to lime. I can remember the guys coming in at the end of the day and being pretty severely lime burned. Yep. And then everybody started wearing socks up to their elbows and then gloves. And that really got hot. But anyway, that's the old days. So the new days, I want to talk through stucco textures a little bit. But to go back to what I was asking you before break, we're asked all the time, how do I hang my wall thermometer? How do I hang my outdoor wall art? How do I hang my outdoor clock? How do I hang my outdoor awning on a wall of styrofoam?
Well, you got to try to find the studs. That's number one. If you're going to hang something heavy, I mean, if it's a thermostat or something like that, you can basically just anchor right into wherever you find. But, and it depends on, how you're hanging. Are you hanging? Some guys hang with nails. I mean, just bang right through it, which is not good for it. But and other guys use screws and anchors.
Maybe even pre-drill it.
Yeah, I always recommend if you're pre-drill it, put a little dab of silicone in the hole. Yeah, and then put your screw in. That way you sealed it.
Well, the thing about pre-drilling it with an 1/8 inch drill is you can always test to see, is that stud really where I think it is?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You can just test it and probe it. Yeah, okay, it's there.
Yeah, we always hope. Take that tape measure out. And there's always something wrong with mine. I don't know why we can't find the studs, but.
Well, people ask me how to hang it, and I say, well, finding the studs is the key. But I mean, back in the old days, we were talking about K-lath and 3-coat plaster. We stretched that over empty stud cavities. Yeah. We weren't shear paneling homes back then.
Nope, you weren't. Yeah. And, most houses have some shear panel on them for sure. Production houses tend to be half and half open and shear, whatever the architect and the engineer can come up with for the minimal amount of wood they can put on it.
Right. Cost effective.
Well, that's cost effective. I always tell everybody, look at that side of that piece of wood. That's a corner. Do you really think a guy's going to tuck that and come around? No, they're going to go right over at an angle and shove that foam in, and all of a sudden you got a tear in your underlayment. I don't like that building method, but that's me.
And so when we're trying to find studs, of course, if you're familiar with framing, you can kind of look at window jambs and door jambs and kind of start guessing a little bit. Romy, have you ever tested the Franklin sensors through the foam stucco?
I've always wanted to. I need to run to the houses.
Yeah.
I need to just randomly go find
the
somebody to let me test on their home.
The foam complicates it, but I tell people don't hesitate to take that Franklin stud sensor, go inside of the area, and it'll definitely pick it up through a 1/2 inch sheetrock.
Yeah.
How thick is that piece of foam?
Foam is usually 1 inch. That's a standard by almost every code in the world, with a tongue and groove, on the top, groove on the bottom. And then you have use some 1/2 inch foam depending on when you have that 2-depth house with open stud and sheeting, that sheeting's a 1/2 inch. So am I putting 1/2 inch on that sheeting, or am I putting furring out on the 1/2 inch and then putting a 1 inch all the way around, so that I can get across those transitions?
The exterior plane has to be one constant level, and when they're only plywood wrapping the corners, the shear panels, it leaves you a problem to solve in the middle of the wall.
Right.
Because you're going straight to stud. Over here, you've got to go over their shear panel.
Correct. And you got to make sure that the guy didn't hang the sheathing all the way to the inside of the stud, because I have nothing to nail to when I bring that piece of 1/2 inch in. So there's a lot of fun. I mean, but in general, a lot of homes that we've been working on recently, they all have full shear panels all the way around the house. So even when we're doing a repair or a full restoration renovation project, we're able to find something to anchor into. Again, I don't like necessarily anchoring into an open stud cavity.
Yeah.
Just simply because you penetrate it. And even though we don't get much water, it finds its way somewhere, somehow.
It gives something for the insulation to hang on.
Yeah, gives you a little nail hanging in there, holds it in better place.
Rosie on the house, every Arizona home